Hey yo, what up guys? It is me, SearingSorrow Emoji, and I'm back with another bad fanfiction reading. So today's bad fanfiction is Cute Little Toes, written by Bertrell Moth. Here we go. It is a on fanfiction. Anyway, so here we go. Yes, I'm recording on my laptop again. And the reason why? Because I just had my laptop out. I was just uploading a video and that, but anyway. At the time I'm recording this, but I'm pretty sure you'll be seeing the video sometime after. Let's get to it. Author's note. The following story is written in first-person perspective. This doesn't mean it's cert. What? Okay, I don't know. Yes. It seems like when it comes to fan fiction, a lot of like first person seems to be author inserts, but not all the time. Okay, let's just put it there. I just wanted to try writing this kind of thing in first person. Alright, but doesn't mean it's gonna make it even less weird. If it's another foot fetish fanfic, we're calling the cops. Hey, who's that girl over there? Which one? The one on the left. I pointed to a blanket halfway between the small beachside cafe. I was hanging out at the shore, where two girls in bikinis lay spread out under the warm sun. The one on the right was pretty cute, with curly two-tone hair and a tiny pale green bikini that showed off her impressive curves, including her generous bust. Oh my god, dude, get some help. Bull, get some help, man. Yo. I would just be thinking, stop it. Get some help. Does anybody remember that? The whole, like, stop it. Get some help. Because I swear, like, when you see bad fan fictions, you think, God almighty, the caucasity. Like, who has the audacity to write this bad fanfic? These bad fanfics. For the internet. Not just to laugh at, but to cringe at. Jeez, the internet is weird in ways I wish to not explain. Let's just put it there. Okay. But the one that had my full attention was the one on the left. She had pale skin, short wintergreen hair with silvery highlights and bright sparkling golden eyes. Is she a vampire? Ah! 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 I remember reading another fanfic, that would, with a character very similar, except it never said his hair color. I mean, of course, it was Thomas the Tank Engine fanfic, and the character's name was Duck, and it said he had golden eyes. Oh, I'm like, Duck, are you a freaking vampire or something, dude? Bro. Except I can imagine, Duck would be the kind of white guy who would know how to season his food. Because, oh god, why am I back and forth with this subject? I make absolutely no sense today, but who might care? Her firm, burnt breasts rested snugly in a mint green and white striped bikini top, the kind that ties in the back and at the neck. I don't need to know every single outfit. A fetching mint green sarong with a long tied tail was wrapped around her hips. About her hips, excuse me. Jeez. Anyway, her legs were long and slender, ending in the cutest, sexiest feet I've seen in ages. Jeez. Horny dudes must be behind this. The adorable seafoam green flip-flops she wore somehow made her feet even sexier, as did the slender gold chain around her left ankle. A charm hung around from it, though through my binoculars I could make out an engraving of Lyra on the charm. Oh, so that's, Lyra, I think. She goes to the Chatelaine Community College. I think I'm in love, I said. My friend chuckled. She's pretty cute, he said. But I've heard that she's, well... He trailed off. I mean, it's just that I hear she's got a thing with that other girl. Really? I'll admit, I was a bit disappointed to hear that. Still, you know what? I'm going to go talk to her anyway. Nothing to lose, right? Good luck. As in, let's hope you just, buddy, get to the friend zone. I headed down to where the two girls were catching rays and talking. Excuse me? I called out as they approached. The girls looked up at me. Can we help you? The girl with the two-tone hair asked. I crouched down to the sand, my gaze focusing on the girl with the beautiful gold eyes and the cute, sexy feet. I just saw you from over there and I just had to meet you, I told her. You may just be the cutest girl I've ever seen. Boy, get some help! She blushed faintly, covering her mouth with her hand. Me, is he cute? She said. I'm Lyra. This is my roommate, Bon Bon. What the hell kind of name is that, bruh? I introduced myself and asked if I could join them. Bon Bon didn't seem too keen on my presence, but Lyra scooted over, drawing her legs up against my body to make room for me. So I was talking to a close friend of mine, and you girls go to Cantaloupe Community College, right? That's right, Lyra said, smiling. You were really asking around about me? I nodded. So, what do you study? Well, I study music and communications, Lyra said. Bon Bon is studying business. It's just so I could take over my family's candy shop without running it through the ground, Bon Bon said. I hate school. All I want to do is make it sell candy. Sounds like a fun career, I said. So, music, huh? That explains the Lyra on your ankle charm. Lyra smiled. Oh, you noticed that, huh? I play a lot of stringed instruments, but the lyre is my favorite. Awesome. I settled a bit deeper into the blanket. I really want to get to know you better, Lyra. You too, Bon, but... no! This is getting somewhere. I get the idea you're hot for Lyra. Luckily for you, she's available. Oh, she's single. Really? I asked, trying not to sound too hopeful. Lyra blushed. I don't have much luck with guys. It's been that way since high school. There's been, rumors. She looked uneasily at Bon Bon. Bon Bon rolled her eyes. Everybody seems to think we're lesbians, she said. We are definitely not. We are just friends and roommates. She stood up and brushed sand off her legs. I think I'm going to get a burger. You two have fun. She waved and headed up the beach. I gave Lyra a sheepish look. I didn't mean to run your friend off or butt in, but... Oh, that's okay, Lyra said with a smile. I'd love to sit here and talk with you. You seem nice. She leaned back into her hand. So, mind if I ask you a question? Sure. What makes you so interested in me? I sat forward. Well, like I said, you're really cute. I mean, you're really my type. I paused. But to be honest, what really drew me over here? I hesitated, hoping she wouldn't think of me as a complete freak. It's your feet. You have really sexy feet. Stop it! Boo! Get some help! This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of this fic. Be prepared. Lyra blinked. My feet? I like feet, I said with a shrug. I mean, I'm not obsessed or anything. But if a girl has really nice sexy feet and legs, well, I can't help but notice. I smiled. And you've got really cute feet. Those flip-flops and that ankle bracelet just make them even cuter. Okay, Lyra said slowly. Boo, get some help! Don't get me wrong. I like everything else about you, I said. Jesus, get some help, dude! This is too early to be talking about this jizz. Your face, your pretty eyes, the color of your hair, your beautiful body. Like I said, you're the hottest girl on the beach, maybe in the whole town. Lyra blushed. Thank you, she said demurely. And now that I've actually spoken to you, I love your voice. It's so musical. And I really want to get to know you, so I can like a lot more about you than your body. Jeez, stop! And my feet? Yes, and your feet. I shifted awkwardly. Speaking of which, yes? I took a deep breath. Could I give you a foot massage? I'm sorry if that sounds really creepy or perv. I just really would like to rub your feet. No, I know where this is going. Boo, stop, no. Please say no. Please say no. Please say no. Lyra studied me quietly for a long moment. Then she slowly smiled and stretched her legs out, laying her feet onto my lap. I think I'd like that, she said, blushing again. No! Why did I just do that? Like, it reminded me of that one scene from Not So Slow Coaches from Thomas, where y'all need to see that episode. Honestly, that was freaking funny. That was hilarious. Glimpsing Lyra's feet from a distance was one thing, but seeing them up close was an entirely new experience. They were the perfect shape, dainty and graceful. Her toes were absolutely the cutest toes I've ever seen. Wet, well pedicured with no nail polish. I slipped the flip-flop off her left foot and laid it on the sand, then gently cradled her foot with both hands. So smooth and soft, I said as I caressed the sole of her foot with my thumbs. You really do have the cutest little toes. It's so soft. Why is it a backward saying of so soft and smooth? Thank you, Lyra stammered, blushing. I'm facepalming hard at this. I dug my thumbs into the tender flesh of her sole, rubbing into the firm circles against the ball of her foot. Continuing this with my right hand, I slid my left hand up to her toes, rubbing my thumb against the underside of each dainty digit before grasping her big toe between my thumb and the forefinger and gently tweaking it. Lyra trembled a bit, her breath hitching. You okay? I asked. Mm-hmm, she mumbled. Wow, that feels so good. I smiled at her as I cupped her heel with my right hand, gently kneading so I played it with each of her toes. So, tell me about yourself, I said. This is not going to end well. We talked about our likes and our hobbies, our interests, and other things. Oh, Lord. I moved from her left foot to her right foot, giving each toe and each inch of the soft, supple skin's loving attention, enjoying her slightly trembling and soft gasps of pleasure. I never expected her to be so sensitive. Lyra's quiet, ragged gasp spurred me on, and I dug deeper, rubbing harder. Not so rough, she said. Do it like you were doing it before. Sorry, I said. I just got excited. Lyra blushed. I know. I could feel it. Her eyes flickered flicked from my face to my lap, and she rubbed her heel against the bulge in my pants. Really, dude? I smiled sheepishly at her. I can't really help that. I'm sorry. It's okay, she said with a smile. She looked at me with a coy expression that was adorable beyond words. I was actually getting a little worked up myself. She dug a shallow trench in the sand with the index finger of her right hand. I don't want to stop you, but her face burned scarlet. We may have to. She shuddered and closed her eyes. This is starting to get me wet. Oh my god. Now you two better get out of the beach. Get you butts a room. Get you to a room, please. Because the last thing we need is y'all creating a mess on the sand. Yo, that would be nasty. I mean, come on. There could be kids on the same beach they guys are in. Honestly. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Yeah. Lyra said, breath catching. Not up here, where everyone can see. Especially kids. I let go of her foot and took hold of her, clasping it tenderly. How about if we went someplace more private? Well, thank you for that. I didn't think it was possible for her to blush any harder, but she did. I like that, but I grasped her left foot and raised it, leaning forward. With my eyes firmly locked into hers, I popped her big toe in my mouth and gave it a slow, lingering suck, caressing with my tongue. Let me get my bag, Lyra said in a quick, breathless rush. I slipped her flip-flops back into her feet and helped her up, and we headed up to the beach. We found Bonbon seated at a table in the beachside cafe eating fries and reading. You eating French fries? You eating some fries? Hey, Bonbon, Lyra said. I'll be home later, probably after dark. Bonbon raised an eyebrow at us. You're leaving? With him? Yeah, Lyra said, fidgeting. I'm heading over to his place. She blushed. Well, we need a little privacy. Bonbon's eyebrows climbed even higher. Not even a first date, she quipped. Shaking her head, she returned her gaze to her book. See you at home, she said. That was embarrassing, Lyra said as we walked up to the bag, checked the station, where the attendant handed her over a medium-sized mint green gym bag. I chuckled and rubbed her shoulder. You don't have to justify yourself to your friend, I said as we headed up to the parking lot. Lyra giggled. I know, it's just Bonbon's always makes me feel like I'm silly. Nothing is wrong with being silly, I said as I unlocked my car. The drive from the beach to my apartment was 10 minutes. I'm a little nervous about this, Lyra admitted as we pulled into the parking garage for my building. I've never done anything like this. Sure you haven't. I don't want to pressure you into something that you're not ready for, I said gently. Oh no, I want to. Well, at least keep doing what we were doing at the beach, she said. Maybe more. She ducked her head. Being touched like that feeling? You're, getting hard like that? It's exciting. Dude, girl, get some help. I want to get you excited, I said. I want you to be more excited with me than you've ever been in your life. I'd like that, she said. We got out of the car and headed to my apartment. This is a nice building, Lyra said. I like how it has its own parking, I said. Well, here we are. I unlocked the door and opened it for her. As she walked through, I flipped on the lights. Wow, nice place, she said. I'm so jealous. Our place is just a cheap little student housing thing. She kicked off her flip-flops on the small tiled landing, then walked barefoot into the carpeted living room. She spent a moment walking around, running hand over the back of my leather sofa, taking in the furniture, the entertainment center, the shelves with various knickknacks, and collections of videos and books. She stopped in front of a large bamboo wall scroll that hung between the kitchen and the hallway, studying it curiously. Geez, what does this do have? Nice, huh? Yes, nice, huh? I picked it up a few years back. She looked around the room. You don't have any pictures of family or anything? I shrugged. I'm not a hang pictures of people on the wall kind of guy. I said, I keep all my pictures in a photo album. Oh, so you do make sense, dude. I walked behind her and put my hands on her shoulders, squeezing them gently. I wouldn't mind having a picture of you on my wall, though. No! You just met her and you already want all these things. You wildin', man. She turned and smiled coyly at me, wrapping her arms around my neck. I leaned forward and seized her lips with mine. The kiss was fleeting and clumsy. Her nervousness and inexperience didn't bother me in the least. I slipped in an arm around her waist and led her down the hall to the bedroom. So, pick me where we left off? I asked. She nodded. Yeah, the way you rub my feet is amazing. You know, your feet aren't the only thing I want to rub, I said. I know where this is heading. She giggled. I kind of figured as much. She ducked her head. But, I'm not quite ready for that yet. Can we take it slow? Of course, I said. No, get some help, dude. We entered the bedroom. Lyra looked at my bed, which had violent comforter. Violent, excuse me, not violent. What the fudge? The light purple stripe down the center. That's a nice comforter, she said. Thanks, I replied. I turned down the comforter, smoothing out the soft lavender sheets underneath. Oh, please don't get them dirty. You know, for some reason, your bed reminds me of a girl I went to in high school with, Lyra said. Really? I asked. Weird. Yeah, her hair was the same color as your comforter, and she wore lavender a lot. She sat on the edge of the bed and swung her legs up, leaning back against the headboard. I sat facing her, and she laid her feet on my lap again. I unclasped her ankle chain and handed it to her as she laid it on the bedside table. I netted out her left foot, lifting it to my mouth so I could kiss each toe. She giggled. How can you stand to do that? I mean, I've been out on the beach and stuff. Doesn't bother me at all, I said. Licking like at the underside of her big toe. I ran my hands down the length of her calf, lightly tickling the back of her knee. I gently sucked her on the toe as I stroked her lower thigh. She moaned and rubbed her other foot against my crotch. I gave her a surprised look, and she smiled devilishly at me. I kissed and licked each inch of each toe. Jeez. I'm just botching away today. And had the sole of her foot and her heel, stroking her leg from ankle to thigh. She groaned quietly, rubbing her other foot against the rough canvas of my shorts, tracing circles with the ball of her foot on the stiff tent of my arousal. Keep doing that, and I'm gonna come, I said. I don't mind, she said. She then blushed and covered her mouth. I can't believe I just said that. No. I chuckled. Well, I do mind, because I'm the one who's gonna wash these shorts. I shifted around, kneeling and lifting Lyra's right leg into the air, slowly licking her inner thigh. She let out a startled squeak. Eek! She wriggled around the bed. That's making me... Wet? She nodded. I'm starting to get... Yeah. Oh, no. This is gonna get real dirty. Get your holy water, yo. Get a... grab 2 shots of vodka. Pour. Remember that line? I kissed her thigh, leaning my cheek against it as I looked at her. Do you want to stop, or do you want something to be a little more intimate? It's up to you. You know what I want you to do, man? I want you to get some help. Blushing, she squirmed out of my grasp and pushed herself into a sitting position on the edge of the bed. She sighed. I'm just nervous about... I wrapped an arm around her and pulled her against me, nuzzling her hair. It's okay. I'm not going to push you. She took a deep breath. I wouldn't have come here if I wasn't interested in any more. Her face flamed. Taking another deep breath to steady herself, she stood up, untying her bikini top and tossing it on the floor. She then untied her sarong and let it fall away from her hips, kicking it over the pile with her bikini top. Finally, she slipped her bikini off the bottom off, holding onto it as she slowly slid it down her thighs and calves, gingerly stepping out of it and dropping it into the pile. She stood and faced me, hands behind her back, nervousness and anticipation in her eyes. I took a long moment to study her pert breast. Modest, but alluring, with small, hard nipples on her shapely hips. The sparse, minty hair covered her swollen mound and her flush, pounding sex. Jesus! Dude! Get yourself a Bible, dude! This is, you wildin', man! This main character, this protagonist is wildin'. Damn, you're beautiful, I said softly. Her entire body flushing alluringly. She gave me a demure expression, digging into the carpet with one of those adorable toes. I'm ready for you to touch me other places. I was hoping you'd say that, I said as I took her into my arms and gently lowered her onto the bed with me, laying her on her bed as I turned onto my side to face her. I wrapped my left arm around her, cupping her left breast with my right hand. I caressed the inside of her thighs. Lyra shuddered and moaned as I kneaded her breasts while teasing her thighs slightly apart, almost but not quite touching her sex. Oh, God, she gasped. Touch me there. No, why am I suddenly getting that one song? Flashback, yo. What was it? Oh yeah, I think it was Tickle Me by Melanie Diva. Thanks to that one person I introduced me to that song. Yo, that'd be like that one song that said you go and then you wildin'. Yo, I ain't wild. That was wild, yo. Remember I did that one singing video for that song? Dude, that was wild, man. What the hell? I only lowered it because, well, I ain't doing some instrumental chiz because otherwise we were getting copyright. And that's the last thing we need here. Okay? I obliged, gently stroking her swollen, fuzzy lips. She bucked her hips and squirmed. I toyed with her nipples. I spread her open, probing the entrance for her love tunnel. What the love tunnel? Yo, dude! She was all... with the tip of my middle finger. Jesus. She was already moist. I pushed my finger onto the left knuckle, curling it inward and pulling onto her inner flesh. She cried out, "Oh, God!" Did you like that? I asked. Yes, she whimpered. Keep doing that. I dug in deeper, using 2 fingers to explore her sex. You're so tight, I said. Her pussy flicked my fingers and stretching my hands in her chest and handing juices. Her smell was overpowering, intoxicating. I wasn't sure if I would be able to move her, to finger her much longer without coming to my pants. I am a virgin, she replied quietly. I don't even touch myself. She paused, then meekly added, very often. I chuckled and rubbed my thumb across her clit, pressing down gently. She let out a sharp, ragged gasp, arching her back. Oh, God, she hissed. She was getting wetter and hotter. I shifted around a bit and buried my fingers as deep in her pussy as they would go. Her hips bucked as I thrusted her into her with a short, ragged strokes, turning my fingers, questing for that one spot that would bring her all the way. I knew I found it when she suddenly let out a piercing howl and a flood of hot juices washed over my hand. You're gonna need to wash your hands, dude. Pulling over on the sheets. Lyra panted, her body shuddering as a final trickle of love juice spilled out from her pussy. I pulled out my fingers out with her wet squish and a soft pop, then pressed them against her hips. And her lips, excuse me. She inhaled, her nose wrinkled. What? That's what it smells like when you come, I told her. It makes me crazy. She licked her own juice from my fingers, eyes feverish. I want to make love to you. That'll be good. Maybe. I don't know. What the hell am I doing? I don't know what the hell that was. I want to make love to you, I whispered to her ear. She looked at me, face red and sweating, and nodded. All right, she panted. I stood and quickly shed my clothes, presenting myself to her. She gasped, eyes wide. I knelt between her spread legs and leaned over, rubbing my legs against her engorged sex. She trembled slightly. Are you ready? I asked. She nodded. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I took firm hold of her hips and gently prodded her opening, then slowly made my first shallow thrust into her thick, tight pussy. She cried out, clawing at the bedsheets. I pushed more by length into her, and she relaxed, letting out a slow, shaky breath. It's hard, she whimpered quietly. I'll be as gentle as I can, I promised. She took a deep breath and nodded. I pulled back slightly, then pushed forward, going deeper than the first thrust. Get holy water, kids. She gasped and tensed up, but didn't protest. With a slow, steady rhythm, I pumped her pussy and licked in the soft, ragged moans with each thrust. You're so tight, I grunted. It feels incredible. How does it feel? Having me inside of you feel? Ah, Lyra moaned. Good. It feels good. Inside me. Her breast bounced with the rhythm of my thrust, and she arched her back, pressing her right hand on my left hand and squeezing. Go a little faster. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hell to the no. Do. Hell no. To the no. To. Hell to the no. To the no. I picked up pace, going harder and deeper. I moved my right hand up to her chest and took hold of her left breast, kneeling it down as I pounded into her. Oh, jeez. Her gasp became louder and more ragged, which, combined with the tightness and wetness of her love tunnel, spurred me to pump her faster and harder. Loud, sharp cries erupted from Lyra as she squeezed my wrist painfully, her nails digging into my arm. She was panting like a dog, her eyes screwed shut. I watched her breast bounce and bobble with the bucking of her body and the arching of her back. The moment was coming. No, I was coming. Part of me wanted me to explode inside of her, filled her with my hot ecstasy. But a more rational, more cautious part of me knew I couldn't. Because she's a virgin. At the moment of the truth grew closer, I reflected on how this incredible, amazing afternoon of passion had begun, and I knew the answer. With supreme force of willpower, I slowed my frantic thrusting hard enough to pull out. Even Lyra's pussy seemed determined to pull me back in. "No!" she cried. "No, don't stop!" "Lyra, I'm about to come," I said between short and gasping breaths. "I can't do that inside of you." "I don't care," Lyra moans. "I want more." "Get your holy water, get a Bible or something, dude." I sat up the bed and standing at the foot. I could feel my cock throbbing for his dick, throbbing desperate for release. I seized Lyra's ankles and dragged her towards me. "Use your feet," I said. She stared at me. "What?" I sandwiched between my dick between the soles of her feet, squeezing them together. "Give me a foot job until I come," I said. She blinked. "On my feet?" Her nose wrinkled. "That sounds kind of gross." "This comes from the girl who wanted me to come in my pants," I muttered. I couldn't wait anymore. I started furiously fucking her feet. I was screwing her feet. "Eep!" she squeaked. She reflectively tried to pull her feet from my grasp. But after a few seconds, she stopped persisting and began hitting my shafts with her cute little toes. Oh, Lord. I wish it could have been lasted longer. Having those long, soft, beautiful feet wrapped around my dick was second only to being inside of her. As my climax was already so close, it happened almost as soon as Lyra started getting really into it. I came all over Lyra's feet and ankles, sighing as I flagged. "Ew!" Lyra said, studying the long, clinging strands of cum that covered her feet. "It's squishing between my toes." "I'll get the wet wipes," I said, staggering over to my desk and rummaging through in the side cabinet. "Lyra, you're amazing. Being with you, that was the best feeling I've had in my life." She blushed. I really liked making love to you." She folded her hands over her stomach, wiggling her toes and wrinkling her nose. I walked over to the bed with the package of the wet wipes with my waste paper basket, and gently thoroughly cleaned her feet. "I wish that last part could have lasted longer," I said. "I've always wanted a foot job. It felt as awesome as I ever always imagined." "Bruh, get some help." Lyra smiled coolly. "Maybe next time. We could do it in that part first." "Is that a promise of a next time?" I asked. "Mm-hmm," she murmured, eyes half closed. "You might have to take me out to dinner first." Having finished cleaning her feet, I took her took her hand into mine and smiled down to her. "I'd love to," I said. "Nothing would make me happier than spending time with you, whether if it's going out, making love, or just sitting around talking." I kissed the back of her hand. "You're special, Lyra." Her beautiful eyes shone with happiness as she smiled at me, the most dazzling smile I've ever seen. "Thank you," she smiled. "That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me." I helped her off the bed and led her to the bathroom. She emerged 15 minutes later, freshly showered and still drying herself. Another 10 minutes later, I showered as well. I walked into the living room, towel wrapped around my waist. Lyra was sitting on the couch doing something with her phone. She changed into some clothes that were packed in her bag, a tight knee-length indigo denim shorts, and a loose mint green top that left her midriff bare. She put her ankle chain and flip-flops back on and was kicking her feet absently in the air. She noticed me, looked up, smiled, and let one of her flip-flops fall into the floor, waggling her toes at me. I raised an eyebrow. "Are you trying to get me horny again?" "Is it working?" she asked. "Yes." She laughed.
Wanna grab a bite on the way back to my place? I'm kinda hungry.
I'll get dressed, I said.
As the afternoon wore on, Lyra and I sat at a local taco joint, gorging ourselves on cheap Mexican food and talking.
Oh God, please make sure that taco got seasoning. Make sure your taco's got some good seasoning. Otherwise, we're calling the cops.
The sun was low in the sky by the time I stood at the door to Lyra's apartment. She looked into my eyes and smiled. I had a wonderful time today, she said softly. I can't wait to see you again. I fingered a lock of her hair.
Same here. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world.
I brushed my lips against hers, lingering for a moment. I gave her hands a squeeze, then turned and headed for my car. I didn't know what the future holds for me and Lyra. I don't know if we were a couple or just two ships that passed. I just hope we'd be together for a long time. I hope she's the one. But whether she is or not, whether we kept seeing each other or if it was fleeting fantasy, I know one thing for sure. Damn, she has the cutest little toes.
Oh my God, yo! Dude! Oh, you wowin', man! That was cute little toes. Oh, jeez. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in another bad fanfiction reading. Bye, guys!